Right? Hello and welcome, Fact House here in the Rev Sports studio and also in South Africa. And look at where she's sitting and look at where this man is sitting. There was a bit of a quarrel going on.
No, but someone is missing.
You know, South African snack, Shubham Chakraborty has exported the snack to Calcutta. Joydeep Mukherjee is finishing the snack and will join in the next 3 minutes. It's a carnival. And that is why it's not test match cricket, for God's sake. It's T20. It's a carnival. It's celebration of the sport. And of course, a celebration of South Africa and Australia. Shubham Chakraborty joining us from Cape Town. Joydeep will join soon. Trisha has pushed Devashish literally into his girl power, saying, my day, I will
I am at my favorite place.
This is where we have ensured South Africa will.
Yes. Okay. Both of them, they are in their favorite place. And you played cricket today. You watched cricket today between Saurav Ganguly and Ranbir Kapoor. So why don't you tell us about that?
Absolutely. What a moment it was for the fans at the Eden Gardens. Obviously, Saurav Ganguly bowling at Ranbir Kapoor and Ranbir Kapoor pulling Saurav for a 6 at the lower tier of the clubhouse. And that's
too jhuta.
Too makar.
Yeah, that was the reason for Ranbir's visit to Calcutta for his promotion of his new film, Tu Makkar, if I'm not wrong.
Tu jhuta main makkar.
Tu jhuta main makkar.
I am not saying I'm that, but yeah.
But it was a fun-filled afternoon today.
Okay, you guys just go to the Rev Sports social media handles. You will see Devashish sends reports from the Eden Gardens from morning, when the Delhi Capitals were practicing there, and thereafter when Ranbir Kapoor joined Saurav Ganguly. On that note, let me go to Shubham Chakraborty joining us from the Cape Town Newland Stadium. Shubham, what is the atmosphere? We've seen your fan videos. Is he there? I think he's there. Yes. Yeah, Shubham, we've seen your fan videos. Take it from here and build it up.
Mikasa just finished his closing ceremony. He performed there, and it's a festive bonanza inside the stadium. We have seen the fan videos, and they have all said that we are not going to sit today. We are going to watch and jump and dance with the entire team. And Australia, we know they are a winning machine. They are almost an invincible side, but I can assure that they are going to feel the stadium. They are going to feel the entire stadium backing South Africa. I have seen thousands of supporters with South African jerseys, their flags, but very few with Australian jersey and Australian flag. So you can imagine the sort of support this home crowd will give to the women here.
Bring to support South Africa, and when you take it off and light it like a flame and show the 6 packs that you have that you built after South Africa wins today.
Not sure about my 6 packs, but yes, this is a South African green in their national flag, and there's some of their jerseys in the past as well. So I've worn this just for this occasion, and fingers crossed if South Africa can win it, what an achievement it would be. And I'm pretty sure people are going to come out from their houses and dance in the streets. That's how big an occasion this will be for all the South Africans.
Okay, Tisha. South Australia has won the toss and opted to bat, right? You give us that update, and also what the South African captain said yesterday. You don't want to support the game, you lose, not the game.
Absolutely. Yeah. And South Africa, Australia batting first could actually be good for South Africa, because what happens in a big game like this, the first time for them, they would be nervous, excited, overwhelmed all at the same time. You get time to bowl and settle in, because you have experienced bowlers. Batters aren't that experienced. For Woolward, and especially for someone like Briggs, she's a very important player. For her, it's the first, for them in itself, it's the first World Cup final. But say, for example, Cash and all, they have played World Cups.
Okay. And the comment from the captain?
Oh, it was fabulous. I think both the captains, Here, Meg Lanning says that I'm really excited because you never know when will I play the next World Cup final, which I feel is a bit of an irony because she's already played so many of them. And what Sunelu has said is a statement. That's what captains do. They lead from the front, beat, walk the talk. They have walked the talk.
I think it's a very, very, it's in a way blessing in a disguise for South Africa. They chased successfully against England in the semi-final, and their openers, Laura Woolward and Catherine Briggs, that opening partner.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. Basically, what he said was they were able to defend the title.
Yeah, obviously, and that opening partners were
absolutely.
Obviously, they will have that confidence. 299 runs so far in the tournament, the highest in the tournament, and so they have that confidence going into the big final. So I think it's in a way blessing in disguise. They can actually look at the target and chase accordingly. But for Australia, last match was a one-off match.
Yes.
And you don't want to see that Australian batting lineup because they would like to bat out the South African.
Shubham Chakraborty, we saw your report yesterday afternoon, sold out, sold out, sold out, sold out. Talk to us about that. Give us a sense. Take us there through your eyes. Let's understand the sold out phenomenon a little bit.
It is incredible. People queued up from 6 a.m. yesterday, and tickets for ICC had provided additional 3,000 tickets. They had arranged that. It was a last ditch arrangement, and from 6 a.m. till 12 noon, everyone was lined up just to get hold of one ticket. And even today, outside the stadium, outside the ticket centers, they were inquiring whether there are a couple of tickets. We want one ticket at least. They want to all of them want to be part of history, and I'm pretty much sure that there are going to be some fans who will stand outside the stadium and just to get that atmosphere, because it's already
Shubham's internet is a bit choppy, understandable, because it's the stadium jammer that's in operation, and there comes Joydeep Mukherjee. How important is that for women's cricket? Sold out, sold out, sold out.
It is an unbelievable result. When South Africa won, the first thing I thought about was the final being full. And we haven't seen that except in Australia, where they just go. But even in South Africa, they're a very sport-loving country. You've been there, you've seen every sport. They're there. We saw the T20 that happened off late. We saw the other one that happened in Dubai. That was always, they love us. They love their sport. So they go and support every sport that we play over there. And this is so good to see. Only thing could have well been India, but that'll hurt us for a while. Can you imagine India versus South Africa playing the finals?
You would have all backed India.
Yeah, no.
I mean,
saying,
not only because we are the Indians, I'm saying, we would have won as favorites as well.
And then also this, I think the state issues also would have been filled, just not the seats.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing you would have said. I've actually played a match in Eden Gardens, Mohun Bagan East Bengal in '94, where Sachin and everybody came, and it was 90,000 official. So at the end, the police took some money and let another 15,000 in. So I've got a photograph where you can see people sitting on the steps. If you want to go to the loo, God save you. And it was 100 over game, not a 40 over game.
And at the end of the day, today, just to extrapolate from there, Shubham Chakraborty with his lit up shirt. That's the photograph that all of us will want. In flames with his six packs. What is Ranbir Kapoor doing at the Eden Gardens? Shubham Chakraborty, extrapolate that and come back. And the next step into the movie walks in straight. On a serious note, Meg Lanning, Beth Roney, Alyssa Healy, and Ashley Gardner. They'll want to make a statement tonight.
Absolutely, I think Healy has quite made a statement and is quite a buzz in the media. But on a very serious note, you know what, Boria, I feel at times a player like Mooney goes, undiscussed, unnoticed because of players like Healy and Meg Lanning. I, for one, genuinely believe getting Mooney out quickly is where you can expose Australia a little. But obviously, you have to get all of them out within the first 10 balls of their innings, otherwise you're gone.
Shubham Chakraborty, Alyssa Healy on record saying Harmanpreet Kaur is not there because of the internet. Joydeep, you take that. Alyssa Healy to ABC News saying Harmanpreet Kaur, whatever she says about unlucky, lucky, she made a mistake, I'll take it.
Yeah, I disagree with her because I've played this sport and I know sometimes, and we'll often see, if there's a test match starting in 2 days' time, you'll often see when the throw is coming, not always will you run at your fastest because you don't take into consideration, there's a question of conserving energy also. If the throw is coming in slowly on the bounce to the keeper and you've got it under control to reach there. In hindsight, life is a lot easier. But nobody expects that bat to get stuck. If the bat doesn't get stuck, she's in by yards. But, because the bat got stuck, now everybody will say, why didn't you run faster?
Okay. So that's the debate, Alyssa Healy versus Harmanpreet Kaur. We've weighed in. You can go and check Joydeep's video where he explains the phenomenon quite beautifully as to what transpired or could have transpired. Devashish Sen, Marizan, battle within a battle. Marizan Cup versus the Australian openers. Somebody like Shabnam Ismail, 127.6 kilometers an hour, fastest delivery, against the Australian batters. Now that's spicy.
Yeah, absolutely. She would be charged up. And so when she runs up for the first deliveries, the atmosphere, each and every fans in the stadium, cheering her, means that will pump her. Means obviously you want that in a sport like and that too in a final. And as far as manager captain, obviously that innings, that cameo that she played in the semi-final, 27 or 13 balls, that actually paid South Africa to post a total in the region of 170. So actually that proved very important for crucial for South Africa.
Shubhan's net is a bit choppy. Shopdale, can you also please get ready the fan videos that Shubhan has said so that we can show people what it's like outside the stadium. You get it ready as I go to Trisha and Joydeep on it. Trisha, you go first. You were a bowler, 127.6 for a fast bowler, and now you know you've delivered that going into the final. What does it do for you?
I think it actually helps my confidence, does it a world of good, especially the spell that Ismail had. If I was Ismail, I would be beaming with confidence, I would be raring to go, and I would be kind of trying to show the Aussies my place.
Is there a problem of being overcharged also?
Today is the day that these players will remember the rest of their lives, no matter what the result happens. The first, just getting onto the ground, that buzz, you can't replicate that. And this is, you never know whether they get it ever again or not. Another home final, whether they reach the final home. This is what dreams are made of. Yeah, it can sometimes get you. Trisha made a very important point. You're so charged up that you feel that you want to do more than what you've been doing now to prove a point. And then comes the best team in the world, best ever women's team in the world probably. And then you want to be, and then you can lose your mojo a little bit. And then that the others catch it. So, cash it on. So what would be important for them to is just take a step back, just take a deep breath and say, let's do what we've been doing. If that works, fine. If they're too good for that, so be it.
I had a point to add to this. England was actually taking the game away from South Africa with their opening partnership. But South Africa kept going at them. And today also, obviously, Australia will come hard.
And they're catching.
They're catching.
We will come to the catching, but it's also about the fans, and all of us are fans at the end of the day. Shopdale Mukherjee, can we have that video, please? Build up continues at the Newlands, continues here in the studio. We have
Is South Africa winning it? Hi, this is Shubhayan Chakravarti for Rev Sports right outside the Newlands cricket ground, and it is the big day, the final day, and we are building up onto the match between five-time champions eyeing a three-peat, Australia against first-time finalists and host South Africa. And as you can see, the fans behind me, they are still entering the stadium. We are still a couple of hours away from the match, but the excitement, the enthusiasm among the fans, it is unmatched. And Australian, you will find plenty of South African jersey, but very few Australian jerseys. So the home team, they are going to get tremendous support. It is going to be a festive season. The fans outside, they are singing, they are joyous, and they are backing their team to do the unthinkable, defeat Australia in a World Cup final. It's going to be a spectacle. Stay tuned to Rev Sports for more coverage, and don't forget to tune into our live before the match and after the match. It's going to be a historic occasion here at Newlands, Cape Town. Keep watching. Is South Africa going to win today?
There's only one thing, my friend. When they give away all the seats, because we're not going to sit today. We just stand and jump.
Enjoy the match.
So there you see the build-up continuing outside the Newlands. It's all sold out. The atmosphere is building. We were talking about fielding. You go first. How important will it be? Two sides, there are really good fielding units coming against each other.
You spoke about Australia in India, Ellis Perry on the field, how she won that game just with the fielding. Over here again with the fielding. That catch, the second catch, the second wicket to a call at mid-wicket. Those are the sort of catches that lift a team. Suddenly you start believing it's our day. Things are happening for us. Things are falling in place. Everything happens for a reason, and it's very contagious. Everybody feels that vibe from each other. And once a catch like that is taken, you say, no, today is our day. And then a wicket falls. And then something good happens. And then a wicket falls. And it all comes together.
She said, you have this position. You're the only one among us four who has been inside the boundary rope in your photographer's position where a final is played or a semi-final. Tell us about it.
Oh, I thought you took a catch.
Yeah, even I thought.
You're the only one amongst us who took the diving catch also.
Exactly, I
I
thought
just missed that.
That cannot miss up opportunity.
Of course.
He's
Love
mastering
Mama.
that. He's
I love
mastering that.
Mama.
Every time he sees an
Sledge.
opportunity,
Sledge.
slides. excited, obviously, to be inside that arena and to witness if it's a full house. I've been to MCG for the final between Pakistan and England. Obviously, jam-packed atmosphere, and what an atmosphere, believe me. And obviously, in moments, if you talk about 2017 or 2020 World Cup, it's the full house capacity, 90,000 odd spectators. It's a shame that the final is played at the Newlands, which is 17,000 odd capacity, and an extra 3,000 tickets that has been issued by ICC, 20,000. But Wanderers is an even bigger stadium.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they even anticipated it.
Exactly.
Yes.
The problem was, I think they didn't anticipate. But Gloria, if I can add to that, as a player, what do you dream of when you're a kid? You dream of that cup there. You are running into goal, and everyone is going, India, or for your South Africa.
And the
that's what you live
All
for.
your name.
That's all your name.
Okay, Shubhan Chakraborty is back. Let me quickly go there before his internet takes over again. Shubhan, build that up. Are you hearing people say South Africa, South Africa? What's the buzz like? Have you seen even one Australian supporter? Is there a kangaroo around?
There would be around 10 to 12 Australian supporters, I would say. Apart from that, everybody is South Africa today. And I saw a comment on Instagram somewhere that a guy wrote that I am an Australian, but I am supporting South Africa. Everybody wants this underdog story to finish with golden letters. If South Africa can pull this off, as I said earlier, people are going to come out from their houses and dance on the streets. It's going to be something else, something we witnessed in Mumbai after the 2011 World Cup. I think we are going to witness something similar if South Africa pull this off. It is going to be a tough job.
Exactly. I was about to say, Shubhan, your coverage has been excellent. But what we have missed is you've not done anything extraordinary so far. Dancing in the aisles, jumping with someone, getting on top of a car bonnet, getting arrested by lighting your shirt and putting it like a
right back from
They'll deport you.
Do sometime next time.
I don't want to. I don't want to get arrested right now because I want to watch the match. But yes, I mean it's
After the match.
Shubhan, after the match, open your accreditation, give it to somebody like a Mala. Trust me, they love you. They'll absolutely love you. That's the memento. Each one will want to keep. Each one. Okay, let me quickly ask you, which is your matchup before I go to Joydeep's matchup? Who are the two? Is it a Cup versus a Healy? What are you looking for? Or an Ismail versus a Lanning?
I think I am looking forward to how Shabnim Ismail bowls today. She has been breathing fire in this tournament. 124, 125. In the last match, she clocked the fastest ever ball by a women's cricketer. Recorded ball 128 flicks. So she's breathing fire, and after all the years of struggle and hard work, the likes of Shabnim Ismail, Marizan Kaap, these experienced players, we saw it in 2011 World Cup when the entire team pushed for a Sachin Tendulkar World Cup. It happened for India. It is going to be the same for South Africa as well. They are missing Daniel Nierkirk, but yes, for Shabnim Ismail, for Marizan Kaap, for all the experienced players. I met a former cricketer today as well. You can check that interview out to all our viewers, and she was talking about the history, the culture, and how important is it to celebrate the former players as well, because they had led the foundation, and these girls, Shunay Luz, Laura Boulevard, Tasmin Briggs, they are using that foundation, and they have used that foundation to be in the final today. I'm praying. My fingers are crossed for this South African team.
Okay.
It is going to be a tough task. It is going to be a tough task, but not an impossible task.
Panel here on that note, Joydeep, how important is it for South African cricket to win tonight?
Oh, it is. No, I think not only for South African cricket. I think cricket in general, because everybody will start believing that we can win a World Cup final. A lot of teams always thought, including me, always thought it's an England and Australia race. Now, my thought has been broken, and I saw an England team which is a little bit tired, a little bit jaded, a little bit not as strong as the Aussie team. So today will be another level of testing, that's for sure. But what it will do is, teams like India, other teams will also wonder that we also can come and win this trophy, and nothing could be better than that. And the matchup I'm looking for, it's Aussie batting the first six. Okay. If they take off in the first six, they're hard to get by. If they can be kept under control, 40 for 2, then you're in control. If they're 57 $, 60 which they're capable of, and the pace won't worry them, because in these days, as professional as the Aussie sides are, they will have the bowling machine at 130 and they will be batting last 2 days knowing there's an Ismail there. Today you can crank it up to 160. So pace is not an issue anymore. In our time it was, Gavaskar played with all due respect, Badalal and Gavi invented with Holding and Roberts. But today, pace is not an issue anymore.
Okay. How important is it for South Africa to win the match?
I think South African cricket obviously will get a big boost because South African women cricketers, even men cricketers, do not get as much backing as Indians do generally. I'm saying Indians because obviously that's right there. Even Australians, England. But we were talking about setting up WPL. South Africa winning and not Australia winning is actually going to make WPL interesting, even if India doesn't win, because as I was saying, South Africa and India almost, in fact, India is rated a little above South Africa, so you can still win it. So the WPL gets interesting.
Okay, so she's talking about the night of the underdog, and underdog winning is always a story.
Obviously. And who can forget that night at 1983 World Cup when Kapil Dev's team won that final against West Indies at Lord's. It's what happened to Indian cricket from there on. And then 2007 World Cup, IPL coming in, and then 2011 World Cup. These are moments when obviously the thrust, the impetus it will give to the cricket in South Africa as a whole. And obviously the men's team, we know they have failed time and again, they're not doing well. Perhaps the women's team can give that motivation to the other. To the sport in general, women's sport in general for South Africa. That is what you want. But this is their moment. But I would say one thing is that what will be very, very important is don't treat it as a final. If you treat it as a final, you put the pressure on yourself. Just play it as another match. You have done well, you have had that momentum.
Easier said than done.
Just the trophy being there, you walking out, everybody buzzing. Every time
Also, Joy,
you look at the
you
screen.
wouldn't have this many supporters had it not been the World Cup.
Absolutely. And we talk about India in 83, but Sri Lanka winning the World Cup, Pakistan winning the World Cup, those were also upsets. Pakistan winning the World Cup were there. So you take what South Africa would want, just a chance.
Yeah.
Get close. Because with these teams, they can blow you away.
True.
On a good day, they can blow you away.
True.
This could be a really one-sided final also. What South Africa would be hoping to be in a contest, and then let the bet win.
Okay, Shubha Chakraborty, take it from there. Do the South Africans believe they can do it? You've spoken to former cricketers. Do they believe it's doable? Mentally, are they there?
I think so. They know what the challenge lies ahead for them in this match. They know the reality as well, and it is very important to get hold of the reality and not just just start being complacent and overconfident. They are facing a champion side, and they know that. I asked Sunil Lush yesterday during the press conference that how do one defeat this Australian team, and she was very confident about that. That it's all about one day. It's all about one day. If they can punch above their weight, which they have been doing since that defeat to Sri Lanka in the opener, if they can pull this off. And the best thing about this Australian team is they pick up those small moments in the match. It would be very important for South Africa to not allow Australia to take those small moments and make a match out of those moments, which unfortunately India did. So if South Africa can get hold of those small moments and win those small sections, then I think they can match this Australian team. Of course, again, I would say it's going to be a very, very difficult task.
Okay, let's take closing comments. Tisha, you go first. Set it up. Who's your favorite? What's happening?
If I have to choose a team, again, the heart-mind thing. The heart says South Africa, mind says Australia. But I'm looking forward to watching Marizanne Kapp have her best day. She's my favorite player. She can, and on her good day, she can blow the opponents away, even if it's Australia. She has done that in the past. It's not like she's not done that in the past. With the bat, with the ball. 3 wickets for her.
Okay. Devashish.
South Africa all the way. I voted for South Africa against England.
That's the
At
spirit.
the same place.
That's the prediction I was waiting for. That's the prediction I was waiting
You have the
for.
last word, Shubhan. Wait, you have the last word.
Australia 1-7.
He's badly getting good. He's badly getting good in the studio. Shubhan Chakraborty, what's your prediction?
I backed England in the semi-final. I am backing Australia. You know the reason now.
No, he's backing for a different reason.
Who are
I want South Africa. I'll go with
I'm not saying anything.
South Africa is
Yeah.
There's another one coming up. There's no
Yes.
There's a lot coming up, as he rightly said. There's the mid-inning show, there's the post-match show. We'll all celebrate. We'll all celebrate not a South African win or an Australian win. We'll celebrate the coming of age of this game. As the South African captain Sunil said yesterday, if you don't support this game, she didn't say it, I'm saying it, you're an idiot. That's what it is. You don't support this sport, you miss the bus. Look at what's going on. You saw it in India, you saw it in Australia with 87,000, you're seeing it at the Dulans, you're seeing it with the WPL, you're seeing with the broadcast rights, you're seeing with the number of people coming in for the bids and the monies, you're seeing it with the kind of commentators, Joydeep and the top-notch people doing it now. You are seeing the buzz. For God's sake, don't discriminate, because if you do, then you are not a sports fan. The point is, you should have, every media house should have had their representatives. A World Cup is going on. Not the Men's World Cup in Australia. The World Cup, for God's sake. And you have to put your might behind it if you love your sport. We do. We are back for the mid-innings. For the moment, South Africa, Australia, South Africa, South Africa, and Shubhan says Australia for a completely different reason, because he knows that whoever he supports will lose. So on that note, let's go for a
Yeah, he's jinxing it.
Wahinda, last words to you as we close the show.
Okay, no, I mean, I was just kidding, but I really want South Africa to win. I think the sport needs to grow. I feel, the one minnows who've just come in, I want them to also win matches. Beat in India, beat a Pakistan. Then will the sport grow. And you said a great point. It's responsibility is on us. If we go to the ground, the sponsors will come, the television will come. It depends. The onus is on us, and that's what I want to see.
Boss, it's the fans who make the sport.
Yeah.
Ultimately, they are the ones who will make the broadcast come alive.
Yeah.
They are the ones who make the sponsors go deep into their pockets and pay. They are the ones who will push the South African captain to make the statement that she has. They are the ones who will make Meg Lanning push her game a couple of notches and Harmanpreet Kaur tweet that we'll come back stronger. They are the ones who made Mithali Raj and Chulan Goswami, the Trisha Ghoshals of the world, 20 years in support of the women's game when there was no support. Today there is, and it's upon us men to back the sport, because it cannot be that women's sport is by women. Women's sport has to be reported by women. That's the biggest problem. If we have to be really liberal, if we have to support emancipation, it's our job to put our hand up and support the game just like we do for the men. Women are inspiration. Women, that's why I wanted India to win, because the men would have learned a thing or two. Thank you very much for watching. Back to the beginning show.